Hello everybody, how are you today? Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, welcome, thanks for watching. Don't forget there's a chance to win some gift cards if you stay in the chat there. We'll select 3 lucky winners at the end of our live for a $20 gift card from Essential Stencil. I'm Sharon Hankins from the blog I Restore Stuff, where you can find me upcycling furniture and home decor. I'm just having a look here, making sure I'm on the right page, and I am. That would be terrible. All right, there I am. I will just, hello, yes, Debbie's here, Cindy's here. I am showing you today my Timeless Home collection. Now, I know I gave you a sneak peek last week, but for those who might have missed that, we'll go through what stencils are in the collection, the transfers, and all those good things. Don't forget, we are still in the very last few days of February, and Essential Stencil is doing free shipping all of February. So if you want to take advantage of the bundle, you've got 7 days to get it as a bundle, but also I would take advantage of that in the next few days with the free shipping, so you've got that as well. Hello everyone, thanks so much for saying hello and joining in. Today's the day. As you can see behind me, I have my faux bone inlay or mother of pearl inlay, however you would like to, whatever you would like to call it. I did have a look, and there is a difference between the bone inlay and the mother of pearl inlay, made with different products, obviously. So I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be working on this side of it today because I've done the other side, so I'm going to have to make sure I match the other side. But yes, and of course, don't forget that you can use my code I Restore Stuff, and even though the bundle gives you a discounted price when you purchase as a bundle, you get an extra 10% off when you use my code. All right, so let's go through the set, shall we? We'll do that. Now, Essential Stencil has pinned the comment at the top that shows you the links to the set, and I'm just going to make sure I can see your comments there. Hello, Jamie, Brenda, Nancy, Mary, thank you so much. So let's go through the set. We've got this set of 4 keys. Now we've got vintage keys, antique keys, whatever you'd like to call them. There's this one, and then there's this one. Got it upside down. Probably doesn't matter which way we put that. Then we've got these 2 on the inside as well. So that's a set of 4 antique keys. Then we've got this beautiful, we've called it repeat trellis patterns. So that has a set of 3 different patterns in there. So we've got this one on the front, and I actually used that design for this coffee table that I did while I was trialing and using my prototypes with Essential Stencil. Then we've got this beautiful design on the back. Now you can use these, they're repeating patterns. So you can use these and repeat the pattern all over a piece of furniture or a signboard backing. Now I did do one of these, I did the middle one. So here, there's this one as well, this gorgeous trellis pattern as well. So they're all repeating patterns, which means that I can lay this stencil right next to the one that I stenciled, and it will match up the edges. So match up the edges, that's a half of that little leaf in there. So let's show you the one I did that's in the middle here, is that trellis design. See in the background of that sign canvas there. I did that on my I Restore Stuff page the other day, and I added a couple of keys, and these are all from my Timeless Home collection. So I've used a beautiful terracotta color on the background and then a copper metallic to do the trellis, and then the words really stand out and pop, and you've just got sort of a background. I can imagine that on a wall, can you? That beautiful trellis design on a wall. So that's one idea that I've made. I'll put that aside. That's the repeat trellis patterns. Now all of the stencils in the set, you can get them and really save as a bundle, but they will be available as individual sets also. The next one I want to show you is the Bone Inlay Pattern. And that right there is the same chest of drawers that you'll see right behind me. But sneaky, I left one side undone so that I could do a live here and show you how I could complete the side. So I'll show you that in a minute. Then we've got, which I've also added to the design here, is these little edges. So we've got the diamond edge, you've got a thin one here, you've got a doubled up diamond edging borders. We've called it decorative borders. Then you've got this beautiful Swiss cross, and then we've got the, I call it Morse code, or line dot, dash dot, dash dot. Then we've got a beautiful eucalyptus border. So I have used the diamonds along the side. There's a larger diamond here, which is actually the one that you'll see on this bone inlay design. Now the larger diamond, you can actually, you know, if you wanted just the diamond for a border on your sign, you can tape over the floral design, the leafy design in here, and just use that border. So it's great for so many different applications. I just wanted to show you while I was showing that stencil how I've used the eucalyptus border for this little small crate, painted it green and added, it's actually the color eucalyptus or eucalypt from a paint range I have here in Australia. And then that's the eucalyptus border that's also available. So that comes with, it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different borders on 3 stencils. So that's that one. And the next one I want to show you is, hello Amanda. Hi Marilyn. Thank you so much for sprinkling, everybody. Thank you for sharing and hitting that little share button. This one's called Love Begins at Home, and it comes with 4 different sayings, which I'll show you right here. So we've got, it's not how big the house is, it's how happy the home is. And there's this one, a house is made with walls and beams, a home is made with love and dreams. And that's the one I showed you on the trellis design earlier. Home is where the heart is. And then this one, which we can see fully there, love begins at home, quote by Mother Teresa. So that's 4 different sayings, and they're just perfect size for your little small signs. I've got a little house here that I want to do. I want to put something on. I'll see if I get time to do that today. So I'm thinking of doing a part of a sign or one of these signs on that. Then we've got this. One of my favorite scripture verses is Philippians 4 verse 8. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, lovely, admirable, anything that's excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So one of my favorite verses that talks about your thought life and what we should be thinking about rather than all the negative stuff. So yes, thank you, Jamie, for sharing with Marilyn the fusionmineralpaint.com. Use my code I restore stuff there and you can get 10% off the Fusion paints. That's a paint that I use a lot here on my stenciling. The next one we've got is our layered arch window. It's layered because we've got this beautiful big arch space here, and you could use that just alone by itself. And by the way, the words actually fit perfectly inside that arch, that verse there. And also you could use it with some of your other words here. But I'll show you how I used it yesterday on my live over on my I Restore Stuff page, where you can follow me, and we can add this stained glass window effect to the arch as well. So this arch is really quite a fun idea. I can imagine that and then add another arch down this way in a different color. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. So using those and just making different colors with all the arches, that will be fun. I'll show you a couple of things that I did with that before I go ahead and show you the transfers. Here's one that I did. Now I did make a little bit of I wasn't happy with it. You know how we get on these lives and we make things and we're like, I don't know about that. So what I did was I used the white for the arch, then I added like a dark charcoal or black color, then I added a blue words that don't really quite stand out as well as I'd like them to on this design. So what I did with my next one, which I did on my live yesterday on my page, is I created this beautiful sunset in the background, and I added just a terracotta color, which is one of the colors of the sunset that I created. Don't ask me how I did that. It was really experimental because I'm not an artist. I'm just like, just kind of brushing it here and there. There you go. Olive's made a feature in our live today, but that's okay. And then I've put the words over the top in white, and so they really stood out quite nicely on this one. But see how they beautifully fit within the arched window. So that's our last lot of stencils. So there's actually about 17 stencils in all in the whole set, and that's the bundle, which you get for a discounted price just for the next 7 days. So the bundle's only available for the next 7 days, so a week, and then you will be able to purchase them singly. I believe you can still purchase them singly now. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Everyone's saying hello to you, Olive. Pipe down though, right? Yeah, the sunset window, lovely. It's fun, fun idea. And the last thing I want to show you is the transfer sets, which are available separately than the stencil bundle, but you can grab a hold of those now. Vintage windows and keys, and they have some absolutely beautiful transfers. I've got another set that I've cut up a lot of the transfers, so I'll just pull this one out here so you can see this as well, the second sheet. But one of my most favourite are the ones with the greenery around the window and the florals, and also this beautiful doorway blue. I just love the colours, the blue and the pink, and then they sit well with all of Essential Stencil's rub-on transfer designs in those watercolour artist features. And then we've got a bunch of locks and keys that you can use for all sorts of things. I don't know if you noticed on that small canvas that I did, I've added some locks and keys there, which probably if they were on a different background, they might stand out a little bit more. But that's me experimenting with you all, as I usually do here. So I hope you love that set. I hope you love it as much as I do, and go on there, grab your bundle. Let's get started on, what will I start with? Oh, here's another thing I just whipped up this morning also, because I showed you a couple of weeks ago these boards that have already made pre-painted background on them, and I added one of the windows in there just for a fun little signboard to add to my shop. So if you're a maker and craft maker, you'll love these bundles, because you can get a whole lot of crafting done and then sell them in your space or at your markets and whatever. So I've got my drawer design right here, and I'm going to show you, I'll see if I can turn my table around slightly. So the drawer designs are on the front. Now I have, if you notice it, I have moved it into different places. So my drawers were a lot wider than what the stencil is. The stencil is 15 by 7 inch drawers, and so that's great for a drawer that size, or I could have left gaps around the edge if I wanted to, but I wanted to fill it in. So you know that with any of Essential Stencils, what I love to do is expand them, stretch them, shrink them, take pieces off. We can do so, it's so versatile is what I'm trying to say. Oh, thank you everybody. Thank you so much for saying your hellos. So what I did was I wanted to create a centerpiece pattern. So you can see these two sections here. I hope you can see that. I'm making sure I'm in the right view. Move it over slightly. I've got it on a small table down the back here. So we've got the center pattern. So what I did was I left this, there's a little bridge right here. I taped off this part and taped off this part and did that centerpiece. And then I worked with the entire, that part there and this entire part over here. And of course we've got the borders, which you can join up and stretch right to the edges. So I hope that makes sense. That may be for a bit of an advanced technique, but once you start practicing and moving the stencils around, and I'll show you the top. You can sort of see that. Hopefully the drawers don't fall out. There we go. You can see the top. I've kind of mixed around the stencil, just laid different parts here and there, added the little flower. So from that same design, and it creates, if you just look up on Pinterest and type in Bone Inlay Stenciling or Bone Inlay, just see all the beautiful furniture that's out there to give you some ideas. And I would have come up with a whole bunch of more different patterns, but you can see in these border patterns, these are also used for bone inlay. So instead of the diamonds, I could have done like the little dash dots across there, or there's the Swiss cross as a border. So great for painting furniture and upcycling furniture, but also your home decor, your signboards, backgrounds, all kinds of things, especially those borders. I can't wait to see what you do with those. So over on this side, I'm trying to move this without it falling off the table, we can just see that there. So what I've done with the drawer pattern is I've used, let's see, flowers. I started with the front, flower to the front, that's this center flower here. I've used the flower to the front and I've put the diamonds on the side and then repeated that down there, but we taped off diamonds as we go. So I'll show you that as we move around. And I've added some little diamond stripes down the bottom as well. I used the double diamonds. Okay, let's see if we can see that there. I might just have to shift that around that way so we can see it. in the shot. I'll move the camera down a little bit. What do you store in that beautiful cabinet? Well, I haven't got anything in it right now, Brenda. Nothing. The drawers are empty, so I could lift it up and out in different places. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'll keep it or if I'll sell it in my shop. I love to sell my upcycled pieces. Now this was just an ordinary IKEA pine, what's the name of it? I wrote it on my latest blog post on my website. I had to look up the name of the Rust, I think, R-A-S-T. It's just a 3-drawer chest of drawers. So I'm going to be using Fusion's casement, that's just their white, to create my stencil pattern. You can see this one is my used one. Oops, I've bent a little bit of a stencil there. Oh, that's not good. We'll fix that. So it may be easier for you if you're stenciling to lay it on its side, lay your piece of furniture on the side so that you can get a good grip of the stencil. I'll see how I go doing it upright like this, because I do prefer to have it down on the side so it's easy to do on top. So what I want to do first though is I'm going to tape off these diamonds, and I've taped off the bottom diamonds so that I'm conscious I've got bare feet right now. It's summer and so I'm just at home and I'm like, oh, I hope they can't see my feet. Anyway, that's funny. So we're just taping the blue tape so that can tape off the diamonds for this purpose, because we're going to add this design to the other side. And I may not get this all finished in this one live today because we have other things to do and see. But I just wanted to show you how I did this. All right, so I'm going to use a 3/4 inch stencil brush. It's probably a good size to be able to get in all of the places quickly. Just dipping my brush in the Fusion paint and offloading the brush. And then I want to sort of, oh, you can't see that. I want to sort of work it in the bristles of the brush. You know what I did want to do is, I'm just going to do this. If you want to do this too at the same time, I'm just going to share my live really quickly. So you can just hit that share button there, sprinkle it out. I was going to do this to my I Restore Stuff page and I forgot. So I'm just going to do that super quick, and then it'll jump you right back here to the live. So we are almost ready. Let's see, share, there we go. And then it's posts that to your Facebook page or wherever you like. So, oh gosh, now it's being silly for me. There we go. Now I have to look and see where I am again. There we go. I'm here. I'm back. Suzanne, you just ordered. Yay. That's awesome. Yeah, Lisa, you'll have to start looking for a little cabinet just like this. Okay, so I've offloaded my brush. See if we've got enough paint on that to start stenciling. And we just do some little pounces and round swirly motions. But the key to a good stencil is that you just want very little on your brush, so hardly anything at all. We call it a dry brush method of stenciling. So just going around those diamonds on the edge. Let's get in here. And then you can add a little bit at a time to your brush. And I don't know, what would you prefer? If you've done work on furnitures before, thank you so much, Janet, for sprinkling, and Denise, thank you so much. And Marcella, if you have done work on the sides of furniture, let me know. Have you stenciled furniture at all before? It's such a fun idea. I've done a few different things. I did a bookshelf. If you look up my blog, irestorestuff.com, head to the blog section, or just type in the search stenciling furniture and you'll see some of the furniture pieces that I've stenciled. A bookcase I did with that beautiful olive leaf stencil from Essential Stencil. So yeah, so just doing a nice little swirl all the way around. Now you could, if you wanted to have extra coverage on this stencil, you could go over it with a second coat. So yeah, let me know if you would prefer. Yes, Donna, the answer is yes, the stencils can be ordered separately. As Kimberly says, I've not stenciled furniture, but now I want to. Yeah, it can be a little bit addictive. It is so much fun though. It just gives a new lease of life to an old piece of furniture that might have otherwise just been neglected, collecting dust, or not looking on trend anymore. You can just use this beautiful stencil or different, you know, border stencils on a bookshelf. A nice border around the edge of a bookshelf would look beautiful. Just trying to catch your comments and questions. Kathy says you're too new at this to try furniture painting. There's lots of tips and tricks on my blog, irestorestuff.com, if you head over there. I've got a Learn to Paint page where you'll find all my best blog posts on painting furniture and tips on how to do that. Tips on preparing a piece to paint. The background colour, I'm not sure if anyone's asked about that. That's Fusion's Homestead Blue. That's that one there. If you do need my link for Fusion Paint, let me know and I'm happy to put that in the comments, and you can use my code iRestoreStuff there and get 10% off that. But yes, our Timeless Home collection, if you've just joined me, this is my collaboration with Essential Stencil. It's been months and months in the working, and we've come up with this beautiful timeless classic designs that you can use year round. So it's not necessarily seasonal or about any particular holiday. You can use these all year round. So it's a great set or bundle to have on hand for all kinds of things, from borders to decorative backgrounds for your signs, and of course painting furniture as we are right now. So I've gone over that as best I can. If I wanted to, I could go over that with a second coat. I feel like I didn't with the first lot that I did, so we'll see. There's some areas that look a little bit lighter. It gives you that fake bone inlay look. So here we go, let's have a look at that. So now I've got one section done, beautiful. And now I can go on with my other section. So I think what I did was, and I think I'll just check on the other side because I want it to match, don't I? Double checking. It's better to double check than just do it wrong. Okay, so I have then flower going to the back and flipping it up the other way. So this flower going to the back, there's a flower in the center. I'm not sure if you can see that. I need to pull it down just a little bit more without getting my bare feet in. So what I'm going to do now, I'll take the diamond, excuse me, the tape off the top, because we've flipped this upside down. I can leave that tape on there because that's going to cover up the diamonds in the center. We just want the diamonds going around the border. So now let's have a look, see where it got up to. Let's see. So that diamond is probably going to be a little bit too close, and I think what I did here, let's see. Oh yeah, I moved the flowers further to the edge. So I did, oh, because that flower's too close there. So what I did was, let's see, is there one more diamond? No, here we go. Moved it so that that diamond was right there. And then our diamonds almost come off the edge of the dresser. So as long as you're doing the same thing both sides, here we go. So I'm going to tape off these ones at the bottom. I'm sure that you guys, you're so creative. I can't wait to see what you do with some of these. I need to get some more tape on there to stick it since we're on a side. Maybe I can just hold it with my hand. It's not going to go too far. Grabbing another bit of paint. Lisa said you've been doing a lot of diamond art lately. That is so cool. That's true, Gloria says, barefoot and you don't have to worry about paint on shoes. This is true. Now making sure, I'm going to look again to make sure. Now I just don't want to get this diamond is off the edge, but I just want to make sure it's not going to add a little extra bit of white. Not that it would matter too much. So my table squeaking. So I wriggle the stencil brush. So you can get a great idea of how this would work. I might we'll just go with this stencil and then I'll move on to my next project for you, so that, because you get the idea, you just sort of move your stencils around. And I will have a blog post on this particular dresser coming up soon on my website, irestorestuff.com, to show you a little step-by-step kind of a process and how I did that. But right now I do have a couple of blog posts on my website with stencils and things. Okay, how long does it take to complete the dresser? I'm not sure. I think that because I painted the whole outside in Homestead Blue and I probably gave that 2 coats, and because it was raw wood, I really didn't have to do much prep to it. If this had an existing varnish or anything like that, you might have to prep the piece a little bit more, which means that you would make sure that the surface is clean, you know, give it a good clean. You might even scuff sand the surface depending on what's on the surface. And so probably painting this actual piece only took about an hour, and that's maybe half an hour for the first coat, half an hour for the second coat. So I've been painting furniture now for probably about 14 years or so. So I'm a bit well practiced at it, and you get to learn, you know, the quickest way and the smoothest way to put on your brush strokes. Just gonna, and then adding the stencil would have taken a lot longer than painting the whole piece of furniture itself. So you can see that just doing that amount there, I mean, I probably have a bit more clear-headed when I'm not live and trying to do this in front of everybody. And you can sort of have, I would have it up on the top surface, so I would flip the dresser on the side, but I just wanted to get that on the side for you to view it. But if you are doing this, I would just put it on its side, and then you've got the piece on the top. It's a lot easier to hold and keep there. So there you go, there's my second one. And then when I have done, which I'll show you now, I'll turn it around so you can see how I've matched that side. And so this will end up looking like this side here. We got that there. Ta-da! So there we go. It's all the way down. So we've got both patterns going down. We've got the diamonds coming all the way across there. But I hope you like that fun idea. And you can do that with a whole dresser. You could do it with a little side table. Have some bone inlay. Now I wanted to show you the bottom part there. I wonder if you can see that feature. So see, there's a double diamond row and then a single diamond row right there. There is a little bit of a gap up here, which I could fill that in with another single diamond row, possibly. But also there's the fact that when you're looking at a dresser, you're just sort of looking down at it from this angle, and having that gap there really doesn't matter too much. So there we go, that's that for you. Now I'm going to move this table around and maybe sit on it, and I'll finish off that side later after the live. What I wanted to show you now, let's do another little project with this mini house. So if you've just joined us, oh, I feel really close. If you've just joined us, we are looking at my new collaboration with Essential Stencil. It's called Timeless Home, with some beautiful timeless stencil designs that you can use to create designs on your furniture or your home decor. And if you missed the beginning, you can catch the replay. Oh, let me see, is this going to hold me? If the table collapses, that would be terrible, but let's hope it doesn't do that. All right, so let's have another look at, we've got a little bit of time to do my house. So here's a little wooden house. Now Essential Stencil used to carry these, but they don't any longer. I do have in my Amazon ideas for stenciling, you know, pieces for stenciling and crafting with. I've got a whole wish list there of different things, and one of them is a cute little house that comes in different, it comes in acrylic but also wood and different things. So I do have that on my Amazon list if you did want that. Kathy, you like the gap? You'd leave it alone? Yeah. Yes, Brenda, it is a little Essential Stencil house, but they don't carry them any longer. So I was lucky to have another couple of these in my stash. So what I've done was, it comes in these 3 pieces. And for the little roof, I've used Fusion's Woodwick colour just as a stain wash. Now, if you go back on my I Restore Stuff page and look at my live from yesterday, you'll see how I created a stain using paint. So you can use paint straight and just paint it, or you can let it go onto raw wood and let it wash in the grain by just watering it down a little bit. So I show you how I did that. That's created this beautiful, nice wood look. And then of course I will go over that with a sealer afterwards. But then we've also got the base of our house, which I've painted in casement white, and I thought would play with some fun on that. On the furniture, if the pattern cannot be completed because the area is too short, do you end with a partial design? Yes, I sometimes do that. I just play around with the layer, the placement of the stencils to see what part of the design I might do. So if there was a partial design, there is a little, in that partial design on the drawer, there is a little bridge right along here. So I was very fiddly with the tape, and I taped off this section here so that I could just use, you know, one section on the drawer at a time. So yes, you can do that. Good question. Yes, Brenda's talking about the fusion paints. They come in smaller tester sizes, 37 mils as well. It's a couple of tablespoons just to give you an idea of what that colour's going to be like before you invest in your big pot. Let me just show you down here. The stain wash, it looks great on the roof pieces. It does. I like the way that it shows the wood grain there. And when you go over that with a sealer, it actually really deepens the grain look. Okay, I thought we would try and look at, which I've got some over here still, the transfers that are in the Timeless Home collection. So I've cut out some of these ones. I did show you earlier the full pages, but you can see them right there at the link that's available now. And don't forget, use my code, I Restore Stuff, save yourself an extra 10%. Janet's asking anyone else freezing. Do you mean the freezing the weather, or is your internet freezing, Janet? So this is one of my favorites, and I haven't got to use it yet. So I think I'm going to use that, but here's some ideas that we could do. Now I've lost my words. The actual word sheet. Let's see. Where is it? I put it down somewhere. Oh, it is here. This is the sayings. Love begins at home, different sayings. So we've got 4 different sayings on here. There's so many different fun ideas that you could use with a little house this size. So let's go over those ideas. Any of these fits just by itself as a beautiful saying. I was thinking I could do love begins at home. One idea I had was using the transfers, you could take a door or a window such as, well, let's see. Where is it? Oh, it's probably that one I used on here. Such as this little window here. And you could cut that like right down the center. Imagine with me. Let me just put my roof down so I can flat this on here. So we could do love begins at home on there, and we could have a half a door coming in this way and half a door coming in that way. Do you see my vision? See how I just kind of play with things, think, oh yeah, that could work. We could get that happening. Or maybe it would work better on a little bit of a larger piece, but you could do that sort of a thing. You could do that with this beautiful arch window as well. Who else is loving these transfers? Oh, Janet's talking about the internet. Yes. Oh, the sample picture omitted the word "and" on the large stencil. The saying on the large stencil. Are you talking about the verse, scripture verse, maybe? I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, all the sayings, very cute. But, so today I thought, instead of using that one, I really want to use this because I love it. So, I'm going to cut this out. Oh, and the other thing you could do is add some keys and locks to the top of a saying as well, or the sides of a saying or somewhere on there. So for example, where's my little keys and locks? I've got these little keys and locks here. You could add that to, say, the top. We've got this whole area to fill up here. You can put your saying down the bottom, add a little lock and key to the top there. That would work with any of those beautifully. So here's our transfer. Now if I move that down far enough, doesn't that look cute, like a little front door? I thought I could add a partial saying, so just a part of here. A house is made with walls and beams. A home is made with love and dreams. So you could just put the word home at the top, but I'm thinking that the letter is a little bit too large. I have to lay that down again to see. Home, that would fit. It actually would. If I just take that off there a bit, we've got the word home here. So maybe you can vote with me. We could put the word home here. There's also a word home right here. That would fit. The other thing I was thinking of doing is taping off this top part and putting a house is made with love and dreams right there. So what's your thoughts? Do you love just the word home, or would you put this little saying here? So you could comment the word home or saying, and that will let me know what your thoughts are for that. This one looks like it could go in a little bit to the transfer, and so I would probably have to maybe put the transfer down a little bit so it's not so squished in there. It could just fit. So saying or the word home. Now we could do this home. We could even do this beautiful capital letter home. Maybe I should put, so someone saying home, saying, you guys, you do this to me every time. It's pretty much an even split whenever I ask you these things. Saying, home, saying, oh, more saying. We've got more for the saying. Let's go with that then, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to use my tape to just tape off the part of the saying. Whoops, I want the bottom part. So we're just going to tape that off, tape off the quota's name. Let's see where that fits at the top. Maybe I will put the saying on first, and then that sort of lets me know where I can go. You know what, I probably can afford to move this up a little bit closer, the word dreams, possibly. So let's have a look at that too. See how we can just improvise, making sure that's down enough so you can see what I'm doing. Just take that off for a minute. Get this as close as I can to the top. Make sure we're straight. I'll move that for now. And I'm going to use this little tester pot of Oakham, which is a darker brown colour, to do my stenciling with. And again, we just have our little offloading card here, a piece of cardboard or whatever you want. And I'll grab one of the smaller brushes, which is a 1/2 inch brush. And we've got a nice little brush to do our saying with. He's still coming in evenly, but I think there was more sayings than there was homes. Nancy's going to order those transfers, lovely. Okay, pouncing that on now. It's a nice dark brown colour. Adding a bit more. Offload the brush. And just going a nice, I don't really usually pounce, I just give it a bit of a swirl to make sure that coverage is pretty even all the way around. And I want to see if I can just move the word dreams up slightly. So what we do is just move it up a little bit. I don't want it up too much. And then I'll cover up this part and do the word dreams. So don't forget, if you get the whole bundle, I think you save about 20% then, something like that. And then if you add my I Restore Stuff code on top of that, plus just for the next couple of days, so until the last day in February, so what are we at now? So 26, you've got 2 more days of February to get free shipping. So I would take advantage of that now if you're going to grab the bundle and get your free shipping. All right, so there's our saying done. Now we can see if this transfer might fit right there. Make sure that's completely dry. I haven't had to use my dryer once this morning. Okay, I am going to have to move it off the edge slightly, so let's have a look. It probably won't matter too much. Or the other thing is we can go over the top of that, the transfer. You can stencil over the top of a transfer. So I want to have a look and see if I can place this. We might just lose the buckets down the bottom, I think. We've got a little rose peeking onto the word dreams, but that's okay. And then it's going to go off the edge slightly. May even make it go under. All right, so we're going to use our tool right here. Yeah, I'm loving it. I want to see, maybe I can go over the edge and put that. Then at least if it was, I mean, this kind of house probably might sit on a shelf. It's a bit of a shelf sitter kind of style. But if you did decide to hang it on a wall, you would be able to see this bottom edge. But maybe this is even just to show you that you can roll your transfers around the edge of a piece and let it go on that way. So if I can get this in your view, might have to stand up to do it. Let's see. Oh, a bit tricky. There we go. It's coming off now. I've got this pointy end of the house it's balancing on, so it was very tricky to do at this angle. Wow, there we go. Okay, so now let's see if we lose any of it. If I go right over that edge there, that might work. Yes. That is quite effective actually, going over the edge of something. I mean, like I said, you may not, you won't see it if you're going to use this as a shelf sitter, but you would see it if you were hanging it on a wall. This is looking beautiful. I love it. So I'll show you it close up when I've finished. Last little bit coming off, and just smooth it over with your fingers. There we go. We've got our little edge going over there. There's our home. And what I want to show you, oh, see how we've got a little tiny rose over the letter S, but I think it still ties in nicely. Probably don't even have to go over, you can see what the word says. And then we just have to glue my house roof on. Now this roof, we could do it, you know, half on, half off, but if I want to hang that on a wall, I want the roof all coming out to the front so that the back is sitting flush. Otherwise you could do it this way. So to hang that, I think I'll do that. So imagine that that's on a wall. That's going to look cute. I love it. All right. Well, guys, how did you enjoy that? I am finished the projects that I was going to do for today, but does anyone have any questions? Let me know in the comments, because we've got still a few minutes. If you missed the replay, we have been working on this beautiful bone inlay style chest of drawers, which I've done all with stenciling. And I know some of you might think, oh, that's a lot of work. Well, it's very therapeutic, this stenciling thing. So yes, I love it too. I love the stencil, and the transfers are just gorgeous. A home is made with love and dreams. Right there. I could even put a little key or a lock up the top there too if I wanted to add a little extra something. The key to the house maybe. So there you go. So we are going to be looking for some winners soon, but let me just quickly show you what we've been working on today and all the stencils in the collection. As a reminder, there is free shipping for all of February, so take advantage of that. And we have got, the bundle is a deal just for the next 7 days. So if you're going to grab that bundle, do it within the next 7 days, or even the next couple if you want free shipping, because that is a great advantage. Essential Stencil has been doing free shipping all of January and all of February, and I think that's an amazing start to the new year. Yes, you can order them separately, Donna. If you go to that link right there in the description of the live, it takes you to my whole collection, and you can just click on whatever stencils you would like and transfers and grab them there. And the code to remember is I Restore Stuff. And if you want to order other things and other stencils from the Easter collection or whatever, use the same code, use the same, like you can order them all together in the one order, and that's the code to use. That's our transfer we did on the drawer, plus we've got our border designs. So there's those. We've got the trellis, beautiful trellis, 3 different sets in that. What else have we got? Beautiful saying, my favorite scripture verse, Philippians 4:8. And then the beautiful arch window. So it's a layer stencil, so you can put that stained glass part over the top of that, or you can just use one or the other on your stenciling, doesn't really matter. And we've got the antique key set, 4 different key sets. Now even that would look cute just on the house, the little house thing with a saying or something like that. So many different designs that you can use them for. Furniture stencil looks like folk art. Yeah, it does look like that a bit, doesn't it? But I can't wait to see, if you look up Pinterest and look up bone inlay or on furniture, or mother of pearl inlay, I think is the other one. Okay, I'll have a look for that link. I did have a link for the little wooden house. Not the same as this though, it's nowhere near it. It's a really thin one, but it's the only thing that I could find on Amazon that was similar. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and Essential Stencil is about to pick some winners for you in just a minute. Yeah, they were Essential Stencil, this little house. That's the raw colour on the back, just a pine, so I painted it white and made that cute saying go over the top. So yes, Sandy, they are mailing out the bundles right away. They're ready for ordering right now. I'll show you again some of my things that I've been creating. There's the eucalyptus leaf border. Makes a great border for little crates like this, or a border on a sign, or you could even imagine a border on a piece of furniture. Here's the little canvas. It's a small canvas that I made with that same saying and a couple of keys and locks. And I've used Fusion's Chestnut Mare is the colour in the background, and then Fusion's Copper Metallic as a layer on top. And those two tones, being quite similar, they lend well for a background look. So imagine that on a whole entire wall of your house or something. That'd be crazy. Be beautiful. And then your saying can really stand out and pop when the background is just a 2-tone of very similar colour, if that makes sense. Yes, so the collections are right there in the, oops, sorry puppy. Olive. In the description of the live is the link for my Timeless Home collection. So take advantage of that in the next 7 days, or the next 2 days if you want free shipping. This is what I did with the stained glass window. So I put the arch in the background with one colour, and then I used this terracotta colour to do the stained glass, and then I added the words, the scripture verse on top, which fits perfectly within that design. All right, we have got our winners announced for today, and they are Elisa, congratulations, Kelly and Patsy. Elisa, Kelly and Patsy, you have won $20 gift cards from Essential Stencil, so you can get to choose whatever you would like to use that for, and I'm sure that you will enjoy whatever you get with your gift cards. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today, and thank you so much, everybody, for your positive feedback on the beautiful Timeless Home collection, and I can't wait to see some of your projects using these stencils. So I will see you again next week. Thank you so much for being here, and that's all for now. Bye.